I'm going to try to explain house rulership in astrology in a way that I've never heard anyone else explain it. This is to say, this is going to be an educational video explaining why the signs do not rule the houses. Aries doesn't rule the first house, Libra doesn't rule the seventh, Cancer doesn't rule the fourth, etc. It's not the way that it's set up. It's not the way it's meant to be read. So I'm going to kind of humanize this situation, and hopefully that will make a little bit more sense to some of you guys that get a little confused and believe that the signs can rule the houses. Consider the houses, and in ancient Hellenistic astrology, they're called places, is like the land. It's got a unique geography. It's got unique weather patterns. And the people, the original indigenous people, the signs, are very much impacted by the energy that that land carries. And you'll see this biologically in our own world, on this planet. Biologically, people that come from like Nordic areas, they have a different look to them than people that come from African nations. They just do. They look different. They have different diets. They have different religions, customs. They have a very different energy collectively. And a lot of that energy is based off certain patterns that are occurring in that area, that place, that landmass. So it's like these people, the indigenous people, are impacted by the environment of the house or place. And that never changes. Now, what does change, you spin the wheel, you get that rising sign, and it's like there's a great migration. Everybody, it's like musical chairs. Everybody's got to get up and fucking move around. So Aries winds up in the 7th house, and Libra is now in the 1st house. So what you're going to have is the people of Aries, which is ruled by Mars, is now, they're now living in the 7th house, the 7th place, a place which is very much focused on relationships, partnerships, legal issues. Those people are living in the 1st place, a place very much focused on the self. What's my instinct? How am I being viewed? And how am I viewing the world? The land doesn't change. However, the people do come in and give it a different flair. It's like all of a sudden you get a bunch of people that are very like directed, very excitable, very ambitious, and you go throw them in a land of relationships, a land where people have to partner up in order to survive. You're going to see a different way that that's being done. There's no difference like in regards to what's important based off the landmass. And so the topics and themes don't change. The 7th house always has the same topics and themes, but the new inhabitants are going to give it a different flavor, a different vibe. But the signs don't rule the house. Those people are just living there. They're responding to their environment in a way that they have been trained and biologically conditioned to respond to their previous environment. But the gods, the planets, are still the only ones with actual rulership. So Mars no longer, because his people are not in the 1st house anymore, they've all gotten up and moved to the 7th house. Mars only has rulership of the 7th house. Well, also wherever Scorpio is, but we're just keeping it simple. So that's how that works. And I hope that that makes sense and that it helps you understand that the land and the people cannot have ownership over each other because it's just the gods or the planets that have rulership over anybody. So let me know if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I think it does. But let me know what you think.